Thousands are at the U.S. border wearing Joe Biden t-shirts, begging the U.S. president to let them in. They are among millions currently headed for the same border. Joe Biden doesn't see a crisis brewing. His whole plan to deal with the border issue boils down to hope and a prayer.
Did you receive a briefing about the border today?
Yes, I did.
What did you learn?
A lot.
Is there a crisis at the border, sir?
His administration doesn't see a problem either, just a challenge, and they're ready to welcome more migrants.
Do you believe that right now there's a crisis at the border?
I think that the answer is no. I think there is a challenge at the border that we are managing, and we have our resources dedicated to managing it. We are not saying don't come. We are saying don't come now, because we will be able to deliver a safe and orderly process to them as quickly as possible.
Biden moved to undo the Trump administration's migration policies. One of the first moves was to set up a juvenile detention facility, but he insists this is not kids in cages, as Trump did. The migrant crisis spawns a lot of crime. In just 3 days, 1,600 migrants were arrested, with criminals reportedly among them. And criminal organizations have certainly flourished among communities that are afraid to call the police out of fear of deportation.
There are people coming across a large number that are criminals. A lot of people are just looking for a better way of life. Unfortunately, it could create a situation where they may be vulnerable to criminal organizations trying to abuse them.
Critics say the White House is just not being realistic about the potential dangers of its policy.
The green light is on now. We're open for business again, and it's the worst message to be sending to the traffickers who are smuggling these kids across the border.
Polls show that Trump's border wall remains very popular. Despite that, Congress is moving forward on what the Democrats call sweeping immigration legislation, presenting an 8-year path to citizenship for 11 million people in the country without papers. Such an amnesty would be adding a new layer of U.S. citizenship, roughly the size of California.
The whole process allows people to come in without providing for them the shelter, the opportunity, the jobs, is going to be a major task to handle. And I don't think the government, the U.S. government, is ready and capable to handle all of these illegal immigration. The state already, a lot of them in deficit due to the pandemic hit us, and a lot of business has been closed. Millions of people are out of work, and now to add the illegal.
The crowds at the border are getting larger, and the country is becoming more polarized. While Trump may be gone, the immigration debate is getting more intense. It's becoming the most polarizing issue in a country that is already quite divided. Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.